Where are you at the moment? Is it early for you?
Yeah, so it's actually late. I'm actually in Australia at the moment. So it is, let's see, it's not too bad. It's 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay. So we're all on different time zones because there's some
We're
of
all in
us are in
different time zones.
America at 8 a.m. I'm on 1 p.m. and you're on 10
Oh,
p.m.
you are. Oh, you are. Okay.
Are you in Australia? You're not going to be in Thor as well, are you? Everyone seems to be going to
No,
Australia to be in Thor.
no. I'm actually here. I've been shooting a film called Black Site, an action film directed by Sophia Banks. So I've been here shooting the last few months. So I'll be here for a few more.
Nice. Well, from what I hear, that's a safe space, isn't it? At the moment, Australia. That's why everyone seems to be going over there.
It really is. It's a safe place. Conveniently, my husband is also Australian, as is our children. So we've been able to mix a little bit of business with pleasure here. So that's been really lovely.
Excellent. That's good. Fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just been snowing this morning in the UK. I
Wow, real. That's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like 17 degrees yesterday, and then this
Wow.
morning it's not like heavy snow, but enough for people to go, "Oh, it's snowing today."
Yeah, and that's not normal after Easter. You're not expecting that
No,
at all.
no, not at all, not at all. The sun's come out now though, but it is definitely cold.
Right.
Oh dear, dear, dear.
Here.
Anyway, congratulations on the film.
Thank you so much. Thank
Really
you.
enjoyed it. You are the second person. I spoke to Sam about a week ago.
You did. He's so
Yeah,
lovely.
he is so lovely. I spoke to him a few times. Although his hair is really long, he's one of those guys that's not obviously had a haircut in a year. So
I see him on. I keep seeing him on Instagram, of course, and I'm thinking like, he's just like growing it out like men do their beards sometimes over the winter break. So, but yeah, he's got the scruff going on, but it suits him.
it does suit him. Yeah, I'm surprised. Actually, I should have said to him, it probably would have worked quite well for his character, given he's quite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I mean, this is a project that has been, from what I read, was kicking around for quite a number of years before you guys actually got it made. So how did it come across your desk, and what kind of lured you into wanting to do this?
Well, Richard Lewis, who's the producer, he had sent it my way. And I was really just struck by the writing. I just thought the writing was so very, very beautiful. And it was a bit of a surprise to me because here I was invested and enveloped in this beautiful story about this family, this very vulnerable story about this family and the trauma that they'd endured. And then it really took me by surprise in terms of really ultimately what it wound up being, which was this psychological thriller and this opportunity for somebody to come in and take advantage of a family's collective grief. And so I really loved that. And then at that point, I also knew that Casey was involved and that Sam was involved as well. So certainly both of those aspects appealed to me as well.
Yeah, and I was saying to Sam, it's a film that we don't see a lot of these days. Sometimes we might see them pop up on Netflix maybe, but in terms of like in the cinemas at least, we don't really see these kind of movies. So it was nice to it must have been nice to do something like that. There is a bit of a throwback, if you like.
It was sort of a bit of a throwback, and I hadn't really done anything like this before. I hadn't really been a part of it. Kind of just ticked that box for this genre for me in terms, and it was very reminiscent of, I guess, Cape Fear, or What Lies Beneath, even Sleeping with the Enemy, all these films that I grew up watching and loving, and so I really was excited about delving into that, but doing that with such great writing as well, and doing it with such fine actors.
Yeah, and your character Grace, I mean, and all the characters, as you say, they're all dealing with this trauma, this grief that they're still struggling to process. I mean, what lured you to her, and as you say, something different for you? Was she a different character than you played before? Is that why you kind of was keen to do it?
Yeah, definitely. I think what I loved about her was this woman really trying to keep this family together, amidst this very private struggle that she was enduring, and really trying to pick up the pieces and find comfort and connection, and really struggling to connect in any meaningful way with her partner, and really trying to figure out how to move through grief. And, personally, sadly, trauma and losing loved ones is very much a part of all of our lives. It's a rite of passage, as we all know. And we all grieve in very different ways. And we've all recognized that in friends and family that have lost ones. And so I was really taken with how every single member of this family was dealing with that. And I really was interested in exploring that. And I wanted to see how she was trying to make that connection with somebody who was completely inaccessible emotionally, and how someone could come in and essentially manipulate that and that kind of grief, and not only just do that with her, but with the whole family, really.
Yeah. And obviously you're back with Casey, a nice little Gone Baby Gone reunion after all these years, and he's gone off and won an Oscar since you last made a film together. How was that? Was it kind of, I guess that helped in terms of because the relationship, you said, there's a lot going on under the surface for these two and this family. Did it help that you were kind of familiar with him and that you worked together before?
So I think listen, that movie remains a highlight. I'm very proud of that movie. And so this was a really great opportunity to kind of creatively reunite with Casey. And, certainly these characters are very different. The dynamic in which these characters live with each other was substantially different than the one that we'd had the first go around. So that appealed to me. And then, once we got in that creative space again, I was reminded of, really what a tremendous actor he is and the range that he has. And that was really fun to get to explore, and really fulfilling in the sense that, he is very meticulous with his performance, and he's very thoughtful, and I would like to say I am too. So it was nice to get to have that collaboration once again.
Yeah. Now I have to mention Sam, because I spoke to him last week, and he seemed to revel in the fact that this was very, very different. People know him from Hunger Games, from British movies, from rom-coms, and the kind of recently he had a rom-com Netflix film that came out last year. But this is very, very different, and he seemed to revel in doing that. And he said since he's become a dad, he seems to be offered these roles more and more than he has been ever before. But I just wonder what it was like around him, because he's such a nice guy, as you say, but he, like so many other actors, revels in being able to access the dark side, as it were.
Yeah, I think what's so wonderful about Sam is that he really is such a terrific character actor. I must say that even yesterday, I spent my Easter watching him in Enola Holmes. And he's terrific in that. And he's just really easygoing. He's actually just such a fun guy that I think that oftentimes, I have a lot of friends, Aaron Paul will say that the same, I think it's because people mistake me for being just really, really happy all the time. It's like, I really like to explore the darker sides of roles. And that is just, obviously that's what actors do. That's our job. But Sam is chilling in this film, and I hadn't seen that side of him personally until we were actually sitting in the car next to each other on a green screen, and he gave me those eyes, and I went, oh wow, I remember that day, and they actually gave me goosebumps. So he's good at what he does, that's for sure.
Just as a final question then, I know I'm a huge fan of this particular film. This summer is 15 years since you did Mission with Tom Cruise, Mission 3, and the great Philip Seymour Hoffman and all the amazing people. What's your recollections of that? And were you surprised to be kind of called back for Fallout, but also the fact that the franchise is still going and Tom's now doing 2 back-to-back, which is insane.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. That was just such an extraordinary experience from beginning to end. Certainly that film, I think one of my first days on set actually was the scene it was the opening scene of that film with Philip and Tom. And it was as intense as it looked like, of course. And Philip's such a tremendous actor. And, just such a talent we were so fortunate to be graced with. And this is a franchise and a group of people that I am so proud to be associated with, starting with obviously Tom and JJ, who really, kicked off my career. But to still be a part of this franchise, going strong, it's incredibly, it's very cool. I'm as much of a fan of the franchise, as I am proud to be working in it. And, Tom is an extraordinary actor and he's a great friend. And, I'm not surprised that he keeps going because he just can. He's just, he's not like the rest of us, he's really not. He's wonderful. And, as long as he keeps going, we'll be watching.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think Ethan will get his happy ending at the end? He deserves it.
Yeah, always, of course. He's Ethan Hunt. He'll always get his happy ending.
It's been so lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time. Absolute pleasure.
You too.
Thank you so much.
Scott.
Take care.
I appreciate it. You as
No
well.
worries. You too. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,